Test 1, 2. All right, what are we talking about?
I really don't know. I was just going to kind of let you lead it. Hey everybody, Richard Neese here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our second episode of the Shop Local series. It's the WKUL edition. I've got Ron Mosley Jr. here with me. Usually most folks call him JR.
Right.
JR, you want to tell us a little bit about what you guys do here at WKUL?
Well, we talk and run our mouth on the radio.
That's right.
That's what we do. We do it pretty well.
And you're very experienced at that, JR. I know, even before you started working up here, right?
That's right.
So as far as a local radio station, I want you to kind of give the folks a little bit of an idea of why it's important to keep these local independent radio stations. But first I want to talk about what brought you guys over here, why you started the radio station here, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, local is very important. We purchased the station back in 1980. My father and uncle, and been here ever since. We do a lot of local sports, local community events, and that's a big thing. When you spend money locally, you see those kids on the ball field playing little league sports, or even now the high school sports. Right. You're seeing that money changes hands 7 to 8 times, maybe even now up to 10 times in the one community before it ever leaves. So It's very important to spend money locally and support those local businesses.
Well, the cool thing about the local radio station is that not only are you a local business, but most of the people that sponsor or work with you with advertisement are local guys. Now, you do get some big co-op money and stuff like that, but it's usually local businesses like the Richard Neese team, local real estate companies, car dealerships, stuff like that. What impact do you see on those businesses when people keep their money here?
They understand the importance of localism. So they're a local company themselves. They understand how important it is for their business to thrive in this community they've invested in, and they partner with us on things that we do to give back to the community, which is a huge impact for Coleman and Coleman County.
Absolutely. One thing that I like about local radio stations, I started, I think it's been about 4 years ago now, we started with the Real Estate Rundown. We've done a few other things, lots of advertising on here. Not only do you get the benefit of the exposure on the radio, but you also get the community here. There's 10, 12 businesses that I work with that have helped me, and they said, hey, you're advertising on WKUL, aren't you? Okay, we're going to try and use you on things.
It's that local connection.
Right.
You're putting it together. You're not just going on the internet searching for the person. You've got references at that point that you can talk with, and that's important.
It's an extended word of mouth, and it's that community that I really enjoy.
Right.
Obviously, it benefits that we get business off of it, but building great content. And I'll tell you guys a quick story. When I first started, I called JR, and the first thing he said was, well, what's it going to be about? It wasn't how much are you willing to pay? It was what's it going to be about, because he wanted to put valuable content on the radio station. It wasn't just the highest bidder. It was what's going to benefit our community overall. You want to go through that thought process as far as bringing people in and how you kind of vet that?
Yeah, you need. We don't just look for anybody to be on the radio. You got to have valuable content. You've got to be not selling snake oil.
That's right.
Obviously, you've got to have some kind of value to bring back to the community, and that's what we saw in you, helping good people get to a better place.
Yep.
That still is your motto
right.
for that. So that's exactly what we want to do as well. Have that message be able to be heard to people here in our community.
Sure.
It's very important that you vet people before they get on, and you had a good message.
Absolutely. Well, something that's it's not as common anymore, it was before, is having a multi-generational business.
Yeah.
Tell me about some of the good and bad, not a lot of bad, as far as working with your parents and then having that kind of step down and you taking over the business and on the operations side.
You know, it's fun to do. It's something that I wouldn't want to do without my father.
Sure.
So I thought. Then I had boys, and they're up at the station now. So then they're here saying, hey, I want to be on the radio. I want to do this. So it's like, I guess you're going to take over for me in a couple of years. Let's go ahead and get me and Mom retired from this thing, and we'll go. But it's fun. It's with any business, you've got ups, you've got downs.
Absolutely.
That's with anything in life.
Yep.
But you just look for the positives, and we got a bunch of them.
Yeah. One thing that was pretty cool is we were having a conversation before we started airing, and we were talking to Louise about one of his interests, and there's so much opportunity in this business overall. But the thing that I've seen over 4 years is it's not just family, direct family. It's also people in the community, young men, young women that have a want to be in this business, and you guys take them in. You want to talk a little bit about that mentorship program that you guys have when you bring folks in and help them?
We have a lot of folks that come through and that do internships. They might turn into a paid position as they get here, but some couldn't talk. some were as shy
Absolutely.
as you wouldn't think. Why are you wanting to be on the radio?
Sure.
Then they get in this booth that we're in right here. They're recording on this, and they're hearing themselves, and they're like, "Oh my God, I sound that way."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry, I sound that way still, so it's
That's
okay."
right.
You know?
That's right.
But-
I don't listen to my videos afterwards.
But they really they get in here, they put the work in, and then all of a sudden you see them blossom. It's
Yeah.
almost like a flower. You just
Absolutely.
see something that's there, and it's just they blossom out. Maybe radio's not something they stay in or TV,
Right.
but it helps them in their next career that
Sure.
they go on to. One of our guys, Gus Slayton, he was as shy as they come. He is now with the state of Alabama and does all the airport and stuff.
Really?
Make sure it's in good shape.
Yeah.
But he was an introvert. Now he's an extrovert.
That's
It
great.
really changed how he sees things.
Well, it's definitely a confidence builder. Even though I'd done a lot of stuff as far as Facebook Lives and
Yeah.
other things go, it's different when you've got the microphone in front of you.
Yeah.
You can do some cool stuff as far as editing, but we always try and do the live stuff because it's real.
Yeah.
That's really what we want at the end of the day. So when we're building on that, as soon as you come in, you're a high school student in some cases, college
Yeah.
student. You've had probably older folks that have come in too and just want to be a part of the industry. So it's really cool to see that growth overall, building in confidence and then stepping out to the next phase in life or continuing in this business.
Yeah, and we've got folks from Birmingham TV to Huntsville to Dallas, Texas to Memphis, Tennessee.
Right.
They all started right here.
Awesome.
So it's pretty neat to see that.
So this is a Shop Local series, but we always like to ask a question. Obviously, you and your dad and your family have built this business out.
Yeah.
What is some advice that you would give to young entrepreneurs or just new entrepreneurs as a whole? Because having an independent radio station, you guys get a lot of pushback from the bigger companies, and there's always stuff going on. So what would you tell somebody that's trying to start a business or is struggling right now in running their business?
Work smart, not harder. Work smarter, and you've got to get out there and meet people. If your business is a people business, you need to get out there and introduce yourself. If you're in the restaurant business, if you're in the whatever business it might be, you need to go introduce yourself to the community. And here's a good way to do it right here on the radio or with
Absolutely.
Richard. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to introduce yourself and be fully vested in the community
Sure.
that you live in.
So as far as introductions go, if somebody was interested in doing some work with you guys as far as advertising, maybe getting a spot so they could have their own radio
Yeah.
show, give me an idea or give the folks an idea of how they would go about doing that.
Just contact me, Ron Mosley Jr., or my father, Ron Mosley Sr. Visit our website, WKUL.com, or call me direct. My cell phone, 256-735-8431. I give that out on the radio, so I get
Yeah.
I get a lot of texts through people. I have to call back and say, hey, I not recognizing the number. Who is this? So,
Right.
I'll call you back. But
Well, JR, I appreciate you doing the interview with us for the Shop Local series. We're
Yeah.
excited about all the stuff you guys have going on. I know you've got 2 or 3 other businesses you run as well. Maybe we can talk about them another time. Anything else you want to leave the folks with?
no, that would just shop local, keep it local right here in Coleman, and we wish you well in 2022.
Well, you heard it here. Everybody, we appreciate you guys watching. If you want to reach out to us, follow us on Facebook, Instagram. We've got all the other platforms out there. We want to connect with you. We want to find out what you're looking for, what you want to learn about. And at the end of the day, we just want to help good people get to a better place.